Yeah, let's get started. Welcome everyone. Nice to see you. I'm glad to see that we do, despite Grant's comments about 10 minutes ago, we do have quite a few new members here. Good to see. Good to see. So what I'd like to do, there's a few things you may have seen already and maybe not. If you have, so if you're not talking, you might want to put yourself on mute just in case there's background noise. And what I'd like to do is if you come up with, if there are any questions you've got, if you could just either, if we have a break, we can open up for the questions. You can just raise your hand or put them in the chat box so you don't forget them, and we'll go back and make sure that we address those questions. Let me get started. I'm going to just go do a couple of slides. So here's my test. We tested this a few minutes ago. I'm hoping it'll work. All right, got it?
Looking good.
Looking good. Okay, so we have, one reason I wanted to start with this slide is I think I saw it last night as well. It keeps popping up on different presentations, but I wanted to start with this because if someone asks you what Rotary is about, I think this is a great starting point, because a number of people have said, well, you know, how do I describe Rotary, or what do I tell somebody when they say, well, what's Rotary? Well, this is a great starting point. This Rotary is where neighbors, friends, and problem solvers share ideas, join leaders, and take action to create lasting change. Also makes a good elevator speech to start a conversation off. So I thought that was a good start point. Okay, now I need it to go forward. Whoops. What have I done wrong, Charles? Oh, there we go. Got it. Get that mouse to work. Okay, so all of us are members of a Rotary club. Okay, and what's interesting is that our clubs belong to Rotary International. We don't. So we're not individual people who belong to Rotary International. We belong to our Rotary Club. Rotary clubs belong to Rotary International. And as clubs, we follow the recommended Rotary International Constitution and bylaws. And there are suggestions. So clubs adopt the Constitution and bylaws, but there has been a lot of flexibility allowed us now to be able to change bylaws to make our clubs more flexible and friendly and inclusive to both current members and new potential members. One thing about clubs, let me see, yes. So clubs, all clubs have a board typically. There's the president, secretary, treasurer. There might be a vice president. There could be a president-elect. There could be both of those. And a number of directors. Depending on the size of the club, you may have, there may be a very small board or a larger board with lots of directors. I believe if there's anybody from the Toronto club, they'll tell you that probably their board's quite a bit larger. So let me get that mouse again. Hello, mouse. Okay, so there are 5 committees that are recommended for a club. And these are the basic committees: club administration, membership, public relations, service projects, and Rotary Foundation. Now, depending on the size of your club and what interests and activities the club is involved in, there may be less committees or there may be more committees, and there certainly could be a lot of subcommittees. So if we sort of run through just a quick sketch of those committees. I mean, you may already know this and you may be pretty active in your committees, but we'll find out about that. So club admin really has to do with running the club, the weekly or bi-weekly program meetings, any other meetings, social get-togethers, communications within the club. So club admin actually looks after all of those pieces. Membership, well, membership retention, attracting new members, mentorship, and Rotary education should, in a number of cases, is part of the membership committee or under the purvey of the membership committee. PR, near and dear to Dave Andrews' heart. So that's our outward face communications. Social media, if we have newsletters that go out to the public, media relations, any sort of social media, that's our PR. So, but you can think of it as the outward face, whereas communications that club admin looks after is among our members. Then we get to service projects, which with a lot of Rotarians, that's the part that they really love. But all of these committees are crucial to our clubs and to Rotary in general. So service projects could be local community projects, international community projects, new generations, and also fundraising for our club projects. Now, I do know that for some larger clubs, fundraising is probably a subcommittee, and in other cases, it's not. It's just part of the service projects. And finally, Rotary Foundation. Now, Rotary Foundation, typical objectives of the Rotary Foundation is to educate us about our foundation. This is our own Rotary Foundation that is controlled by Rotarians. The Rotary Foundation Committee should be giving us information about grants, whether they're district grants or global grants, the information about Polio Plus and any activities about Polio Plus, as well as how to donate to the foundation. Okay, so those are the key committees. Now, if you're in a smaller club, you may not have those. If you're in a larger club, you could have even more. Certainly, we have some, there is encouragement now to also have environmental committees and DEI and a number of other committees. But a club can only, the size of the club really dictates how many committees you're going to have. Look at committees as an opportunity to be involved. So as a new member, you shouldn't shy away from being on a committee, and hopefully clubs actually encourage you to visit committee meetings so you can get a taste for what happens at each of these committees and decide which one or ones you'd like to be involved in. So, Charles, you're on. We're going to go to some breakout rooms now. And in the breakout rooms, what I'd like people to share is your name, your club, when you joined, and your involvement in your club's committees. All right, maybe you're not involved at all yet. If you are, how are you involved? And also following up with that, what would you like to be involved in? What committee or what particular event or interest really you're really looking at and saying, gee, I'd like to see what those guys are doing. And have a little bit of discussion about how you go about getting involved in that. And I'm really interested in we are really interested in anything else you'd like to know about, either having to do with the committees or Rotary in general. So we have a number of facilitators. Whoops. So please pick a note taker in your group, your breakout group, and that I'll ask that person to report back to the whole group. So you have 15 minutes, and then we'll come back and report and have some time to give everyone the key takeaways from your group. Any questions? Or are we good? Okay, I am going to, was told I could pause. Okay. You know what? I'm just going to stop. I'll have to learn pause later, Charles.
Just give me a moment. It's not assigning people automatically as I hoped it would. So I'll just get everybody in rooms and we'll send them off shortly. So
and let me know who the facilitators are in each room, or I'll visit the room.
A room with any Montreal fans.
For
no fisticuffs here.
That's the beauty of Zoom. Can't get physical. I have for facilitators, I have Joseph, Marcy, Jim, Virginia, Farid, Dave, Rondick, and Linda Rainey. Is that, if anybody?
I don't know that Linda, I don't know that Linda may be at the cottage and may not be.
Linda's on the call.
I am here, but I was kicked off my last call for a while, so.
Okay, so we'll take Linda off the list. And I think we really only have, we have enough probably for 6.
Okay.
6 groups. Let's do 6 groups.
Good.
Says Linda.
Okay. Apologize for the delay.
I could do a tap dance, but that means you'd see my running shoes and
your jammies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Virginia, I thought you could step.
Hey, Joe.
Hi, Joan.
Hi. I was learning how to step, Virginia. We should have a contest when we get together. I'm not very good.
Do you mean step dance?
Yes, ma'am.
I may be from the East Coast, but I do not know how to step dance.
I was quite intrigued and took lessons. I love it. And the fiddle. I don't fiddle. My grandson's good at it, though.
Let's just see.
You ready to send us out, Charles?
Very, very close. I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay, and does everybody remember the questions? First test.
No, you better tell us again.
It's better.
Name.
Okay. Name, club, joined. You're involved. What's your involvement now with your club's committees? What would you like to be involved in? And how do you think you'd go about doing that? What else would you like to know?
I think Charles is sending us away.
He's sending us away. I see the numbers shrinking. Oh, I see Nolene here from Scarborough.
like everyone is back.
I think so. Okay, so how many breakout rooms did we have, Charles?
We had 6 breakout rooms.
Okay,
Yours was the first one.
number one. No. Actually, I'm going to make one comment and then, so what we want each breakout room to do is share some of the key takeaways that they had about committee involvement with that people have and what they'd like to be involved in and sort of what they want to know more about now. I will say one thing is we had, and I've totally see this is why I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. I believe we had 3, 6, 8 people in our group. Somebody will correct me, and 5 or 6 were new members. So, or at least in the past, certainly in the past 2 years, 5 new members, and then 1 who's been a member Rotarian for a while, and that is Alice, newly transferred back to our district, and Alice took notes, so she's going to tell us the key points.
Okay, hopefully I can pronounce everyone's name correctly and I remembered all the details, but I tried my best. So first we had Joanne Bradley. She's with the Whitby Club. She joined in October 2020. She said that she is part of the Community Service Committee. Her plan is to actually get involved with different committees every couple of years. So she gets to know the different committees and gets involved with new committees every so often. Then we had, let me know if I'm doing something wrong, Kalpana Natkunam, sorry. She's from the Uxbridge Club. She's been officially a member for 6 months, but her husband is a member of that club and her kids were involved as well. So now she's getting more involved with it and her interest is community service. And we had April Estevez with the Etobicoke Club. She joined back in January 2020. She's not officially in the committee, but she's very involved. She helps arrange for speakers, which I think is very important actually. And she's part of helping out with ideas for fundraisers. She helps out with the website. She's waiting for us to meet in person again, so she gets to know where else she can help. But she has an interest in PR. We had Anne Heber with the Etobicoke Club. She joined back in July 2020. She's part of the vocational committee. She wants to try everything, but community involvement is something that's key for her. And then we have Bill Pennell. Sorry if I mispronounced your last name, Bill. But Bill is with the Wellington Club in Prince Edward County. He joined in October 2020. He's currently in the New Initiatives Committee. So he helps come up with ideas for new projects. And he has an interest in the beach project as well. I think I heard Bottle Depot, but I wasn't sure what that is. And maybe I misheard, but maybe that's specific to this club. I haven't seen that before.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so I guess we'll find out about it in the future. And then we had Ken Hurst with the Ajax Rotary Club. So Ken's been involved with Rotary for 10 years. He's a past president. He's in the foundation committee now. And he did mention one of his passions for a project is one that they give out bursaries to students, and they're now coming in and telling the clubs how it's helped them in their life. And that's all I have.
So that's, I think one thing that I found interesting is everybody seems to be a little bit on hold in terms of figuring out what committees to be on. So I'll be interested to hear what other groups say. So take it away, group 2.
That's Marcy's
Hi.
group, followed by Dave Andrews' group.
Thank you, Virginia. Hi. Yes, we had a nice little discussion in our group. We had out of 7 people, 5 were relatively new. 1 is new as a couple of weeks. And Leisha was the lady that recorded all our notes, and she's going to chat with you in about a minute. Leisha, you're muted, but go ahead.
Hi, everyone. Yes, I'll do myself first because I am on top of the list. I'm Leisha. I joined the Uxbridge Club in October of just last year. I was kind of a a strong Rotary supporter before that, but became an official member in October. It was a good day. Right now, involved in the Youth and Vocational Committee, and I'm going to be joining our environmental subcommittee quite soon. I didn't take down people's last names, but Beverly joined the Whitby Sunrise Group, like Marcy just said, like last night, I think, really quite recently in February. And I think I caught that she was going to be joining a fundraising committee of some sort that's trying to organize something in the spring. If I got that wrong, Beverly, I apologize. But as we said, it's kind of something that's a little bit nebulous because everything is nebulous right now. Brad joined the Ajax Club about a month ago, and he is really the one that stood out as just kind of sitting back right now, looking around, seeing what Rotary is about, learning about the club and how it functions, and then going forward from there and finding out what kind of contribution he can make on any of the various committees in his club. At the end of our conversation, he did say that he hadn't heard of an environmental connection through Rotary yet, and so he's quite intrigued to find out more about that. And our facilitator Marcy said that he would be passing along some information. So that was kind of fun to have somebody notice that, and it's going to reach out there a little bit more. We had Wilma from the Port Perry Club, and she joined in January 2019. She's been on the fundraising club so far. She said she was chair of the Port Perry Rib Fest last year, which would have been really fabulous because I've been to it before, but it couldn't happen, obviously. And she had been keen to take part in some activities which were going to help out a local hospital that's being built here as well. And she did note that even though the Zoom calls have been quite in-person prohibitive, obviously, that they have fostered a kind of connection that we probably wouldn't get in person, and we are meeting more people because more people find it more convenient to get on to a Zoom call at 7:30 in the morning for our club anyway, than they might otherwise. So that was kind of what happened in our little group.
All right.
Dave Andrews.
Yeah, go.
My turn.
Dave Andrews, followed by Ron Dick.
Okay. We had 7 people in our group, 3 fairly old members, but we had 4 fairly new members as well. Some as new as just last month. And COVID-19 certainly has made things a little different in how you not just recruit the new members, but get them involved quickly. We have one person who has a public relations background. Now, our club doesn't know that yet because she's doing her craft talk, her classification talk, I think this coming week. So Ken Hurst, when you hear that classification talk, you've got somebody who would like to perhaps continue with public relations, but she also wants to give back to the community. So keep that in mind. I have a funny feeling that she can be very good on your community service committee too. So she's anxious. She just doesn't know much about the committees yet. So a lot of the clubs, because of COVID-19, haven't had that initial talk with the members about what Rotary is all about and what committees are there. So again, COVID-19 has made things a little difficult this year, particularly for that reason. We also have somebody fairly new who has a financial background. Not just a financial background, however, because this person also had quite a lot of experience in running different organizations in the community. So a lot of leadership skills were there as well. The good news is the club knows about her financial background. They have an older treasurer who's been around for a while, and they want her to be with the older treasurer for perhaps a year, find out what's going on, and perhaps can take over within a year from now. What a great idea. So when a club recognizes that a new member has some skills that they require, then that person is willing and most willing to do those new skills. I just see a real good thing there. So transition's always good. And we also learned about a brand new committee called the Environmental Committee. And many clubs don't have that yet. But I know the Environmental Action Group are talking to clubs as we speak. Our club is actually going to have a little talk in 2 weeks from now. So we're as old as our club is, we want a new committee as well. And we've got some members that are going to be on that committee, and that's going to rejuvenate them, I think, a little bit. So all in all, COVID's made a few problems, but at the same time, it's creating some opportunities too. I guess I was doing all the questioning because I was wanting them in my club as well. So Ken Hurst, if you don't get these people going fast, I'm going to grab them as they come to Oshawa Parkwood.
Well, taken well known.
Okay. That's about it, Virginia.
Okay, we've got, oh, Ron Dick.
Ron Dick, followed by Joseph.
Yep.
Hi, everybody. Fareed Siddiqui from the Toronto Danforth Club was looking after our group. They had them all chatting, and I was able to sit quietly in the background. So I'm not sure if Fareed wants to say anything, but I thought Ginny from our group, from Uxbridge, who seemed to be a little further into the process, might be a good person for us to start with. So Ginny, sorry to put you on the spot, but you're on. Did she just faint?
Okay, no, I just unmuted. I didn't faint. I'm here. So what is it you'd like me to say?
Well, sort of some of the things that came out of our group, and particularly your experience with the committees.
Well, I can just talk about myself, really. I'm new to the club. I do my classification in May, but I've been with the club since January. And one of the wonderful things about the Uxbridge Club, and I'm sure many of the others, is that they encourage you to sit in on all of the meetings. It could be an executive meeting. It could be in one of the service club service meetings. It's a great way to get to know what your club is doing and what slot you fit in, and what your talents are and where you can put them into the club. So I think that's about all I can say. I like the club. I like the diversity within the club as well. And I also noticed, because traveling quite a bit, that we would go places all over the world and you'd see a little door that said Rotary, Rotary. And that thing kind of sticks in your head. And then when I was invited to join and got to know a little bit more about it, I thought, yeah, this is truly an international club, and it's wonderful.
Okay, thanks, Ginny. Fareed, can you summarize for the rest of the group?
Oh, gee.
Did you faint?
Yeah. Fareed, are you on mute?
Hello? Hello?
Hi, hello.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Fareed.
yeah.
There.
Okay. Okay. The first person was Eva. She is not a Rotarian, but inspired by membership director Kevin of Whitby Sunrise. She joined the meeting and she was very enthusiastic and inspired to see the Rotary activities. She is hopefully will become member. And the second was from the Uxbridge, Ginny. She has already spoken. Third was Roosevelt from Picton Club, just 1 month of age. He is very much interested in international projects. He has already involved himself in various projects and back and forth. And also in Alberta, he has some community-based service projects. He is linking up with the club. And another Rotarian, he is relocated from Brazil. One of the DG has recommended Homulo. He is in Uti Itibuko Club, and already he has linked up himself in public relations PR committee. And the last was already shared by the DGE, Ross of Whitby Club. He is a very new Rotarian, but he has a lot of potential. He just joined last month, but he has involved himself in environmental committee, also in a lot of projection he is doing for environmental work. So in our group, at least 3 brand new Rotarian and 1 would be new Rotarian. 4 are very prospective members and who are very enthusiastic. And I was little bit, I took notes. DG Rondick was there. He was supervising all these things. So that was a wonderful occasion. Thank you.
Good job, Fareed. Thanks.
Next is Joseph's group, followed
Joseph.
by Jim's group.
Hi, good evening. Hi, everyone. Jim used to be in our group for a moment there. And then he disappeared. As soon as we started to talk, he's gone. But anyway, Jim, thank you for starting. the person who took the notes for us tonight was Jean-Claude. So I'm going to let him talk about what we discussed and the different, we had a bunch of great new members there. So Jean-Claude, please go ahead.
Well, thank you very much. As our leader just mentioned, we had a group of 6 because Jim left early. But out of 6, half were new, were quite new, but other were experienced ones. So I'll go one by one just to summarize what each of them have presented. Our first member was Irene with Gary Miller. They are originally from Wales. I'm not sure if I got it right. And they recently came to Canada and joined the club of Coborgs. And they have recently joined, but they have not been able to attend the meeting in person since everything is on Zoom. So they haven't really been able to enjoy fully the club. Okay, the next was Sharon. Sharon is an experienced one. She has been in the club from 2007. And she has been on almost all the committees except the RIP Fest, which she also consider maybe participating in the future. And she's also the president-elect for Etobicoke Club. So she's an experienced and the leader in the team in her club. Then we got Steve from Bowmanville Club. He's quite new, like many of us, but he has been already involved. He's participating on the international committee and he's working on a project for education in Uganda. We got Grant. Grant is very experienced. In his own word, he has been used, reused, and recycled. And has been on the club for over 50 years. He has been the 3rd president of the first club in Canada, in the district. Then we got Jack. He's from Wellington Rotary Club. He's not too new. He joined in December 2019, and he has been participating, involved in many activities, but not directly in specific committees. So one of his key role he has been playing was in the bottle drive for the return and recycle of the bottles as a volunteer. And finally, myself, I am also new in Rotary. I joined in October at Markham Sunrise, but I have been also participating in the clubs as a volunteer, a little bit mix up from Africa home and from the Central America. I have been participating intermittently, but officially I joined the club in October last year. Thank you.
All right.
Excellent, Jean-Claude. Last but not least is Jim's group, room 6.
Okay, as was said, I did not really disappear. I just moved from one group to another. And as well, somebody disappeared from my group. I think Virginia was ready to take notes, and then I noticed about halfway through she was gone. So let's see how good my memory is. And I know Joan was in my group, so if I mix anything up, Joan, you can step up and correct me. But we had a very good group. We had a mix of prospective, new, and more mature. Let's put it that way. We'll say it that way. So it was a very good group, and I thought a good discussion was good hearing what people had to say. So the number one, we had Julie. Julie's from Uxbridge, and she's been a member now for, I believe it was 6 weeks, if I recall. And Julie will, what she said, she will be providing her classification talk very shortly. So the people in Uxbridge, the Rotarians in Uxbridge, will get to know more about her. But her passion and what she's working in now with Rotary is HIP, honoring Indigenous peoples. Plus she was, I believe it was, she had said that she was recommended and sounds like she's being mentored by Charles Charles Taylor. Everybody knows Charles.
Mhm.
Next, we had a prospective member, was Joel. So Joel's looking at Whitby Sunrise to be a member there. Joel comes across as a very passionate person. He's sounds very community focused. So I think Charles, you want to make sure that he gets
You won't get away.
he will not get away. No. And one of his passions, what he's working now is on the food bank side. Plus, he also has a passion for youth as well. Next, we had Joan from Scarborough. Joan's been with Rotary for a couple of years now. And her, I guess I'll say passion, because I believe all our Rotarians have a passion, and that's why we get involved. We get involved whether it's community, local community, or international. Her side is on the literacy side. And that was after, I believe, Joan, you said you started with the international service when you first went to Rotary. Next, we had a very special person in our group. And this is to let you know, the new Rotarians, that there is life for Rotary outside of your district and outside your club and the district. Wilf is a past international Rotary president. He served as the international president in 2007 and 2008. He's in the Trenton Club, and he started with the Trenton Club in 1962. And Wilf is still very active in the Rotary Club, in the Rotary world. I'm a past president of an action group called Rotary Action Group for Community Economic Development. And Wilf is part of our executive board. He's our liaison to Rotary International. As well, Trenton is going to be attaining their 100th year anniversary in 2022, and Wilf is very heavily involved with that committee. Next, we had another new Rotarian, Willis. Willis, I can't recall how long you've been with Rotary now. I didn't write that down. Maybe you can tell me if you come off mute for a second.
I will. I'm not a new member anymore. I joined in 1997.
Oh, sorry. Okay, 1997. Yeah. And what club, Willis?
Rotary Club of Toronto West.
Toronto, okay. And you're involved with
Member Services Committee.
The Member Services Committee.
Sure. So
you're a good person that we can look at as well on the membership district membership committee, if you want to expand your role. And last but not least, we had Joe from Toronto Eglinton. Joe's a past president. Joe's been with Rotary for a few years as well. And his passion is very heavily involved with the water and sanitation project in Uganda. And I think that was it. So, Virginia, thank you for not taking the notes. I think I remembered most of it. And you're muted.
Okay, yes, there was some background noise anyway. So we're running a little short on time, but I think one thing I want to make a comment about what's very interesting here is I think people got a taste of the range of Rotary, from water projects to education to environment. And for those who hadn't heard about the environmental initiatives, Rotary just made that another area of focus in the last few years. So, which is, I think, a wonderful way to get more people involved in Rotary. So stay tuned for lots of environmental activity. And I'm going to do, I'm so happy to see how many new members we had here. So I hopefully, no, it won't let me do this. Oh, there we go. Okay, we're just going to go quickly here. You heard we have people from all across the district, and we actually stretch from Picton to Etobicoke. Okay, so I want to go back here for a second. Wait a minute. Where did you go? Oh, okay. Didn't work. I have the wrong presentation here. But I have two things I wanted to say. Jim alluded to it. He said there's a lot of life past your own club. There are lots and lots of activities that you can be involved in when you're in Rotary. It's not just your own club. We have district activities. In fact, one of the activities that's coming up is a district conference. Typically, we'd hope we would have that face-to-face, but that's not possible. So towards the end of June, there will be a virtual district conference. So I wanted to mention that so you can stay tuned for it. So when you hear something about it, you'll know that that's a way to essentially do something like we're doing now with a bigger group and find out what's going on around the district. And I know that they'll have some great speakers. The plans are, they just switched to virtual, so it's in the works. And then another event, which is pretty amazing, and maybe Ron or Joseph can give a comment on how many people typically attend, but Rotary has an international convention every year, and it's usually early in June. In 2018, we actually hosted it here in Toronto. This year, it was supposed to be in Taipei, Taiwan, but again, it's gone virtual. But the good thing is you don't have to spend money to travel to Taipei for the convention. And you can register, so stay tuned. And matter of fact, if you go on me, and I'm going to get Joseph to help me out here because he has the website at his fingertips.
Yes, so if you go to convention.rotary.org, it will give you where the convention is going to be held. It also goes back to the convention last year. So last year was supposed to be in Hawaii, but it went virtual because of COVID. And this year as well. So the next year is going to be in Houston. And I think, let me just see quickly here. And then after that, after Houston is going to go to Melbourne in 2023. So the conventions are international. They go around the globe. And usually we have about 30,000 people that show up to these conventions. So it's quite a large turnout. In Toronto, we had, I think, a little bit about 33,000, if I'm not mistaken, that came out to visit us. It was a great party. We got to meet people from everywhere. It's fantastic to see the breadth of Rotarian and how, and they're all the same, actually. They're all good people. When you start to get to know them, and you do get to know them at these conventions. So if you can, take advantage and join these conventions. It's a fantastic way. Also, you can build a holiday around it. That's a great thing. So if you if you go to Hawaii, you can do the convention for about 3-4 days and then stay on the beach for the other week or two. That's all I got, Virginia. Anything else?
Okay. Well, no, I just,
Virginia,
what I want to, yes.
Very quickly, just to let you know, Rotary staff will be meeting next week on the convention for Taipei, the virtual one, for the logistics. And we will probably know, say, mid-March to maybe the third week of March. We'll get more information on plenary speakers, breakout sessions. And this is an opportunity for clubs as well that want to showcase their projects. They will have the opportunity to apply for a booth in the virtual House of Friendship. And people will visit the House of Friendship virtually and learn more about various club projects.
Okay, thank you. And I did want to say that last year's virtual convention was pretty neat. They have two main plenary sessions with some incredible speakers. So if you get a chance, register, because boy, you can't beat the price this year.
Yes.
So I would like to thank everybody for coming. We've hit our time. If anybody has any questions and you want to stick around, I can stick around for a little while. And Dave is waving his hand.
Yeah, just wanted to let everybody know, particularly the newer members, we have a District 7070 Facebook page. And if you want to see what clubs are doing, they share everything with us and we share them right back again. So go to the District 7070 Facebook page. You also have a District 7070 website. And on that website are a whole lot of tabs at the top. You're going to have some fun taking a look and seeing what's in those tabs. Go for it and enjoy it. You will also get a monthly newsletter if you haven't got one already yet. And we try to keep up to date as well. But for the most, I guess, the most up-to-date news, go to our district Facebook page and find out what Rotary's doing in the world and what clubs in our area are doing as well. It's all yours.
Thanks, Dave. And as I said, so if anyone has any other questions, let me know. Feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to chat about anything and answer any questions. So, and I see Ron waving.
Virginia, I just want to put the invitation out there that we're looking for new members for the district membership committee and the district foundation committee. So if either of these areas is an area of interest, I've found that the best members to those committees are new Rotarians and fresh ideas. So please don't sit back. We need your help. Please step up. It'll be a great experience for you at the district level, and it will enhance the experience for you at the club level.
Thank you. All right. So shall we call it a night? We're good? Charles, thank you very much for being our techie host. Much appreciated.
Thank you, Virginia. Thank you, Virginia.
Well done, Virginia. Yes.
Well, oh yes,
Yeah,
and
well
thank
done.
you to all my facilitators
Thank you,
and
Virginia.
note takers.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for being here.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Good night.
Thanks.
Thanks for
Thank you.
coming.
Have
See
a
you
good
soon.
one. Stay safe.
Okay.
There we are. There's Ross.
Thanks, everyone. Good to
Yeah.
see you.
Bye-bye. Thanks, Fareed. Good job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Get off mute there, Ross, for a minute.
Virginia,
Dave.
when you're saying that
Everybody,
information,
this is
maybe,
my,
maybe talk a little bit or throw Rotaract up, because Will said that we should be talking more about Rotaract because there's a lot of opportunities, a lot of membership growth there for us.
Yes. Yeah.
Virginia, this is my good friend Ross. Ross just joined the Whitby Club. And he and I,
I first heard about the Whitby Club or the Rotary Club, knew about it, but I knew that Dave was a member about 8-9 years ago.
You still went?
I
You
said it'd
still
be something
joined?
I'd be interested in after I retired, and I retired last May. I played a ton of golf last year, but now's the time to join. See what I can do.
And Ross is a member of the Oshawa Golf Club, Jim alluded. You just might want to know that too. Jim's a member of Dundas Valley.
Dundas Valley.
Oh, that's nice. I don't know it, but I've heard of
Well,
it.
you know Mackenzie Hughes.
Yes, yes.
That's his club.
Yeah, he's at -2 right now, isn't he?
Yes, he and that's what I saw
I
him
watch a bit of
at.
golf.
I saw him at minus. I think he was at about the 14th or 15th hole. I saw -2.
Yeah, he'd